Hi everyone, I have Moziah here with me. He's an actor, he's a singer, and he's here to talk to us today. How are you doing?
Yo, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, Louisa. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
we thank you for coming. We're glad to have you here.
Heck yeah.
Um, well, the first thing I'm gonna ask you, I think your songs are so inspiring and cool. And while reading some other interviews, I the word storytelling just comes up a lot when it comes to you. And
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what's your relationship with storytelling and being an actor, and also writing your songs. How are they related?
Yeah, it's actually very I feel like it's highly related. I used to do a lot of theater and musical theater. I actually had it as part of my high school curriculum because I went to a performing arts high school, Somerset County Vocational and Technical High School. And in general, we would do plays for like our midterms or like our end of like the end of like the semester, if you will. And a lot of the times we would be like, running the same story over and over and over again, just from the nature of theater. So like I feel like I got like a really, really good sense of how like a story flows when it goes up, when it goes down and everything. I used to do a lot of musical theater as well. Like I think I one of my favorites is Avenue Q, and I played Princeton in that in when I was a senior. And that was just full. I remember that being so. It was so full of like old Sesame Street references. Like they like interpolated like Rainbow Connection in this song called "What Do You Do" with a BA in English, but then like they also had a lot of leitmotifs, which are like motifs and melodies like repeated throughout the song and stuff like that. And a lot of my favorite musicals and pieces of music did that. Did a lot of musicals back in high school and in college, and I did Rent and Avenue Q, and they were just full of these like leitmotifs. So there would be these like little like melodies and stuff like that are repeated throughout to like make emphasis on a theme or like to represent a certain character. And like I always loved that, and I felt like it made it a lot more personal. So I just wanted to put that in the songs because I felt like I was telling a personal story overall.
Yeah, I definitely can sense that when I'm listening to your songs. I feel like I'm
Awesome.
in a story world, which
That's
is
amazing.
pretty great. And which takes me to my next question, which is about your beats. I really love them. I think they're unique, and they're just like so inspiring. It makes me want to dance, makes me want to jump. Tell me about your inspirations for
Um,
beats.
oh yeah. So I'm Haitian and like I come from a Caribbean background. My dad would not only sing around the house, but he would also we used to drive. He hated flying, so we used to like drive all the way down to Florida or like drive everywhere that we went, and he would be playing like loud, like very festive Haitian music. And so and my sister's a dancer, so like I'm always around like I feel like I just want to make music that makes people move because I'm so used to that. And I play in a punk ska band, which is like punk rock music. Like the goal is to get people to mosh a lot of time when you're doing live shows. So I feel like that, like wanting people to move and wanting people to bump to it was always something that like excited me as a benchmark. Once I got to college, my roommate who also like gave me Logic, he like gave me a bootleg copy of Logic. He introduced me to this producer duo named Tennyson. And Tennyson was amazing because like they kind of make like little worlds inside their albums, and I felt like I wanted to do that with my own stuff. Like I just wanted to give people a world, and I love soundtracks. Like I'm really, really into like Philip Glass and like a whole bunch of other different like Ludwig Göransson as well. And I love the idea of like just like making a world and making an environment and stuff like that. And I think the goal was to like make the my larger tape or like even my songs like little indie movies. So I want them to feel like a story and I want them to like move inside that way. So it's a mix of like composition and then like wanting people to just freaking bounce around and dance.
That's exciting and
Yeah.
awesome. Yes, good job. And during this quarantine, you just released a music video, all done in the current circumstances. How was it to have an original idea and then have to accept that the world, like what's going on, it's going on, and now you have to adapt to the new circumstances? How was it for you? What did you do?
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. We had this whole other video idea and we were like putting it together, and then like quarantine happened. And I think the original idea, kind of similar to this theme, it involved a lot of people moshing and like being in like large crowds. And as time went on, we found we couldn't do that anymore. So I think when I was home and I live in New Jersey, so like I'm pretty far away from like the city and like a lot of people who I met while living in the city. So I was like, I want to feel closer to people. Like, let's throw like a virtual pajama party. So I was working with NYU Steinhardt's Village Record program at the time, which was like a program where they choose an artist that they really like, and then the class basically like releases a single and a music video and like runs the campaign for it. So instead of doing a new single, we are like, let's just make a music video off of the song "Do You," and then like just crowdsource it, like just like get everybody to be a part of it, like reach out. I was DMing everybody and just being like, yo, like, do you want to be a part of this, do you want to be a part of this, do you want to be a part of it? And like it was me and a small team, my frequent co-director Tyler Crosby, my two best friends, production duo Kate Shaw and Harvey Kingsley Elton. And we were just like sitting down and just like going through different people's takes of just them like celebrating themselves, and we put it all together. I think we came out with a better like I really liked what came out, and I think that it would not have happened if it wasn't for quarantine. It was a cool way to just like connect with people from all over in general. So I felt like it was a tiny blessing out of it.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked it, and I have this feeling too. I mean, quarantine made everyone be creative and have to work with what we have, and I think we just discovered new things, and we're united right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're getting used to a new normal. I
Yeah,
was I was talking to my mom about this, but it was like we were kind of running in like survival mode for a very, very long time. And I think that once we had like a moment to like stop and breathe, we were looking around and we were like, "Oh wait, why am I doing the thing that I'm doing?" Or like, "Why I could do this from home the entire time?" Or like we're just asking these kind of questions. And I think that's gonna lead to it's one leading to like a kind of renaissance for people where it's like people are picking up new hobbies, people are picking up new skills or like exploring new venues and stuff like that and finding new ways to make things work for them. But then also I feel like it's gonna lead to like in general we're just gonna get used to like just a new normal overall, and I don't think we're gonna come back to the way things were in 2019. I think we're gonna find a way to just like evolve from where we're at right now.
yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah,
that too, and that's up kind of exciting. We're learning new things.
absolutely. I'm really, really excited because I think that we're really questioning and really like picking at like what's in place and being like what's worth keeping and then what can we get rid of? Or like
Yeah,
why are we doing this thing that we're doing? So I'm excited. I'm excited.
that's good. Good to hear. We need some positive energy here. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I'm so curious to know about the story behind the Band-Aid, because you have a Band-Aid on the cover of your album, and
I
then I
do.
don't remember which song, but we do hear someone asking you about the Band-Aid in one of your songs, right? And then we
Yes,
see it
yes.
in your music video, and then I'm like, I want to know.
It's all right. So it's funny. It's actually based on a real Band-Aid. What had happened was I was living in Bushwick at the time, and I was getting off the train, and on the other side, on the other platform, I saw like my roommate, and so we waved at each other, and I was so excited to see them that I was not looking where I was going, and I bumped right into like a subway like pillar, and like part of my temple just busted open. I was just bleeding like crazy. It was ridiculous. And so I walked back home and I quickly just put on this band-aid and I had it on for like I think like 2 weeks or so, but it was like very distinctive. And when we were doing press photos around the time I was like, like just coming up with the album and like doing like our first recordings for like Dax Nextdoor back in 2017. And I think in 2018 we started to do press photos for like Can't Stay in One Place and like all the cover arts. And I was like, I gotta have this in. And because I think it when I that those songs were like my first impression. And I think I wanted my first impression rather than to be someone that was like perfect or flawless. I wanted to meet myself where I was at. Like I wanted to like I felt like it was kind of integral that like to express that it's like, okay, this dude is imperfect. You know what I mean? Like this dude is a little bit clumsy. You know what I mean? Like he can be like he's can be flawed because I feel like a lot of money and a lot of stuff is like put into like making things perfect. And I feel like I don't know, I just wanted to see something real.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's definitely original. It made me wonder, and it's like even a cool aesthetics. It's
I love it. It's been cool. My friends would be like, "Yo, like," so my friends would be like, my friends would tell me that, like, "Oh, my coworker was like, oh, you know the Band-Aid kid and everything." And so it's nice to have like that little reputation, like kind of like a clumsy Zorro, if you will.
that's awesome. What's also awesome is that I heard about your partnership with HyperX. Good
Yes,
job. Tell me
thank you.
about this.
Yo, HyperX, this is a crazy story. So I started gaming like I felt like I was being a little bit of a workaholic back in 2019, so I was like, I need a hobby. So I bought a Nintendo Switch for my birthday, which was December 31st, and I started off the year with just like playing video games again. I hadn't played video games in 5 years. It used to be like something I loved, and then like I just like petered off once I got into college. So then, fast forward a little bit, I start working with my new manager, Maddie Smart. Shout out Maddie, and she is like, "Oh, you game? Let me talk to this company called HyperX. I know a few people there." She does, and HyperX. She shows them our music, and HyperX is like, "Yo, we really like your stuff. Like, let's send you something." And they were like, "What do you have?" I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm a Switch guy. Just send me Switch things. I only have a Nintendo Switch. I'm a Switch guy." So we wait, I get a package, I open it up, and it's like it's this mouse, it's like a whole bunch of like really dope high-end like PC stuff. And it was like, but I'm a Switch guy, so I don't own a PC to use all this high-end PC stuff. So luckily, my friend group, who I actually make like a lot of my music videos with, like they're Twitch streamers and they're PC gamers, and I moderate that like Twitch stream. So they've been saying, Marcus, you need to get off that Mac and get on the PC like ASAP. So they were like, yo, you got PC gear? We're going to help you build a PC. So we got all the parts. We found out my budget. We flew it over to Brooklyn. And then, like, I got over to Brooklyn. And then we spent the weekend just building a PC. And so it's a nice little pink lady over here. Her name is Lady Bird Beyonce. And from there, I just started, streaming and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been really, really cool. HyperX and I are actually, as we speak, I'm guessing this is coming out like after we're done, but like we're about to do like a Twitch stream on Saturday, which I'm really, really excited about, where they're hosting the premiere of my next music video, which I think is going to be very, very fun. It's very, very game centric, and I don't know,
Ooh,
it's like a nice little it's a nice little marriage of a world that I'm like really, really excited by overall.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be great.
And then, my last but not least question, a little bird told me that we're expecting a new album. Can you tell me about this?
Yeah, yeah, I could tell you. It's not a full album. It's a smaller project. It's an EP.
It's a
And
okay.
but basically it's kind of interesting because like they're both fraternal. I came out with a project a few weeks back called Zyboy, and now we're coming out with another EP called Sweet Boy, and they're fraternal twin EPs. Like they kind of both kind of came unexpectedly. Like my I dyed my hair red during quarantine because I needed something to do, and they were both made during that redhead phase. So they're both kind of like my redheaded like children in a way. But like I basically the idea was that like with this incoming EP, if my last EP was more of like a disaster movie and this project before that was a coming of age story, I really wanted to make a love story, and like I really wanted to explore. I've been at an age like where I'm like asking a lot of questions about it, and figuring out where I fit in inside that world in general. So I think me and my co-producer, we just sat down and we went through some of my old drafts, and we were like, all right, like let's just make our favorite love songs. Let's just make some songs that like really, really excited us. So instead of doing like the stuff that like we were really like deliberate about like not just doing the stuff that like we know people would like, but stuff that we liked. So we got Queen in there, which I really, really loved. We got like Carole King in there, which I was like hyped about. We got like Stevie Wonder ideas in there and everything. And this like we just played around with sounds and like soundscapes that just really put you inside like a cool experience and world, and it felt personal, and it felt like something that I would not have been able to make if it wasn't for quarantine, if it wasn't for staying at home, and if it wasn't for like all the crazy circumstances that happened during quarantine. So in a way it just like felt like a very special time capsule, and I hope it could be the same for other people. Just a nice little way to be a part of their story.
I bet it will. I'm
Yeah.
super excited to listen to it.
I'm excited to release it, man. Holding in songs is like holding in a poop sometimes, where it's just like, I swear, like I just want it to be out and just shared with people. Well,
Yes,
I wouldn't share my poop with people, but I would share these songs with people, of course.
awesome. Well, I'm really excited to see this new EP. So yes, thank you again so much for talking to me. I'm
Hey,
so
thank you.
excited to release this interview, and yeah,
Thank you so much for having me, Louisa. This was awesome. If you want to follow me at Moziah.jpg on Instagram. You can also find me at Moziah.net. You can have a link to all of my stuff. Well, thank you for having me. This was awesome.
yes, thank you.